from Alabama, and she's talking and actually sent a bunch of us to the website from her words early on, moms.gov. It's really laid out nicely with a lot of good information for both new moms, pregnant moms, and those who want to be. I want to bring in focus now Dr. Marc Siegel to react to some of this. Fox News senior medical analyst, NYU Langone professor of medicine, and author of the new book, The Miracles Among Us bestseller. We will go back to the president once he starts taking some questions. I wanted to pull out just for a moment because I know you are hot on this issue. Get your top line thoughts.
Well, first of all, Dorothy Fink, who the president just referred to, I've known for many years, Harris. She's a great reproductive endocrinologist, a career scientist, and she's the head of women's health at HHS. And she's the one that was behind the whole thing of let's get hormone replacement therapy back for menopausal women, and I champion that. And moms.gov is specifically about women that are having difficult pregnancies, who are saying, you know, they don't have the resources. Where do we go? What do we do? Who do we talk to? And the idea of increasing information and resources for that particular group is really important. Moms.gov, I'm applauding this.
Look, there was a news conference at Nebraska University Medical Center, and health officials there were giving us an update. Just in the last 45 minutes or so, it had wrapped up. And a couple of things that we learned about the Hantavirus Andes strain outbreak that was aboard that cruise ship is that 17 Americans and 1 British citizen have now reached the U.S. soil. And they were on that cruise ship. A couple have now been taken to, and I don't want to say a couple like they knew each other because HIPAA laws require that we don't know that much detail. But 2 of those original 18 have gone to Emory University. 15 of them are at Nebraska University Medical. And then 1 was taken to the bio-containment unit in Nebraska as well. First of all, why the different places as you've ascertained? I know you've been talking to the World Health Organization, too.
I have, and I've been talking to CDC as well, and I've been talking to Nebraska. And let me explain something that none of our viewers know yet. There's a triumvirate in the United States of 3 major quarantine centers. One is Nebraska, one is Emory, and the other is Bellevue at NYU. And they all talk all the time. So if they're moving people from Nebraska to Emory, that's not a big deal. That's like we're partners anyway. Let's go to your quarantine center because we don't have exactly the amount of room. I've been inside these quarantine centers at Nebraska, and they're really isolated. And the other thing they can do there, and they're really good at this, and I saw it during COVID, is they study the virus. I remember them saying to me, why do we have to send the samples to CDC? We can analyze it right here. They've got everything they could possibly need to check on how something's transmitted. And I also want the public to know there's no sense that anything has changed. I mean, we saw 100 cases out of Argentina this past year, which is more than we usually see, but that's because rodents have migrated up to the north. It's not because of human-to-human transmission. Human-to-human transmission is really rare. And Harris, here's a point I haven't made to you yet. I don't know what this boat was doing floating around for a month, because if you have people on this boat in close quarters, that's why you might see more cases occurring. And I'm concerned about that. But now that they get isolated, you're not going to see any spread.
And how is it, other than studying the virus, how is it better to go to a containment center rather than go home and isolate? Because that's what the crew are doing, and I can't imagine that they've had less time than the people who are coming home on that ship for exposure, but they are allowed now to privately isolate. Self-isolate is what the reports are from the news conference.
Yeah, really good point, Harris. I think what Nebraska is doing is overkill, especially since the World Health Organization told me today that that American passenger that first tested weekly positive has now tested negative for a week and has no symptoms. And they think it's going to probably be a negative case. So this goes under the abundance of caution and precaution rather than an alarm going off. It's not an alarm going off. It's like, let's study these people. Let's look to see if they had an exposure. Let's look to see what level it would take to give them an infection. And most importantly, is this virus the same Andes strain that we already know about, which I think it is?
Real quickly, you and I had spoken a couple of days ago ahead of, what we now know and Americans coming home, which is a blessing, by the way. There were 3 deaths on that cruise ship. So there was a patient 0 at one point. and this moved on. You said just now, and you said it previously, human-to-human spread is rare. But what you're not saying is impossible. It's not impossible. It's also not something that we haven't seen before.
It's something we've at least documented since 2007. 1% of the time, very close contact, human to human, 1% of the time it was studied. Journal of Infectious Diseases can cause it. 17% of the time is sexual transmission. So I'm not surprised that both people in that couple got it. I believe the story right now, which is they were out in the wild, they were bird watching, they encountered an infected rodent, probably they passed it among themselves, they came back to the ship, and it disembarked on April 1st, and by April 6th, it was determined that the infection was there. I think that's what we're seeing. I think that that's accurate information coming from Dutch scientists.
And Dr. Siegel, I've heard you say before, we have a unique opportunity now to cover this from our containment centers. You're saying it again today in a different way, and I think that's important because now that people are home, we can learn even more about this. You also said that the rodents had migrated from Central or South America and gone north. On a different day, we'll get into just how many would be here in the United States. It's not our first case, but it's usually very, very few of them. Dr. Siegel, great to see you. Thank you for being with me on 2 breaking news points.
Be sure to like and subscribe for all the Fox News latest on YouTube and catch full shows streaming now on Fox One.